Donald Trump was in Scranton, Pennsylvania today, where he gave a really unhinged speech. He was just cursing about the wind. Play the clip.
The wind, it sounds so wonderful. The wind is bullshit. I'll tell you, it's horrible.
And here he was, again, entirely unhinged, but judge for yourself, bragging about his memory and saying he's got a great memory. Here, watch this.
I have a great memory. I can talk about hundreds of things at one time and always get back to that point that you were trying to make. I can do things that people can't do, but you know what? We have the biggest, this is the most important period in the history of our country, because our country, this is a nation in decline. We are a nation.
Then he starts talking about a 5-year-old child who knows more about Russia, very focused on Russia. Play this clip.
Where is he? Okay, so you take a child who's 5 years old. He knows more about Russia than my son. He knew nothing.
And of course, we've learned from the recent Bob Woodward book that Donald Trump was sending COVID tests to Vladimir Putin at the height of COVID when we didn't have tests here at the United States, and that he's had more than 7 or so conversations with Vladimir Putin since he's left office. Also, that Donald Trump was given 50 or more burner phones by MBS, the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia. Lindsey Graham, MAGA Republican, was facilitating that. Here, Donald Trump just starts yelling, "Tampon Tim." Play the clip.
But work there. And yesterday, Tampon Tim said, you know why they call him that? Because they sell tampons with special legislation in boys' locker rooms. Can you believe it?
Here, Donald Trump says that his focus right now is on New Jersey and Virginia and New York. Play it.
We're doing arenas because the crowds are so big, and we're making a play for New Jersey, we're making a play for Virginia, we're making a play for New York, New Mexico, Minnesota, where this lunatic comes from.
He then says that Vice President Kamala Harris claims she worked like a dog at McDonald's, but she claims she didn't work there. And again, he uses this term, working like a dog. Play this clip.
I say that all the time. And, you know, if I'm a little bit off with the statement, they say, Donald Trump, you know, he lied, it was terrible. Now, you have lying Kamala. She lies about everything, including where she worked. Remember? I worked so hard at McDonald's, it was unbelievable. I stood over the French fries all summer, winter, fall, spring. She never worked there. She lied. You know the beauty of that? They'll say, oh, it's so terrible to bring that up. It's so simple. No, David, the beauty of that, it's so simple. It's so easy to understand. She said she worked like a dog in McDonald's, and it never happened. She didn't work there. That's better than some complex, long story that I have to, before we get to the fact that she's a no-good liar. But you know what's more?
More on windmills from Donald Trump. This was a major part of his speech, just ranting and raving about windmills the entire time. Let me show it to you.
You know, I flew over some of those beautiful windmills. They're falling down, by the way. They're all over the place. They're all over the place. That gorgeous, beautiful Pennsylvania countryside. They got these big, ugly suckers hanging down. They're rusting and rotting. Half of them weren't spinning, and the ones that were going so slow. They were going, it's not too windy, but, you know, they're going like slow. The other ones were just dead, but they're all rusting and disgusting looking.
Here, Donald Trump lies and says that FEMA has spent all of their funds and has no more funds and isn't responding to the emergency. This is false. Also, the MAGA Republicans voted against FEMA funding. Also, it was Donald Trump who would not release FEMA funds to states that he didn't like or to areas that he think didn't vote for him. But play this clip.
Everything will be beautiful once I take office. Everything's going to... They spent all their funds. They have no funds to take care. They have no funds. They have no workers. They have no nothing. FEMA... We had such a good FEMA. FEMA was great under Trump. That I can tell you. We had tremendous success.
Here, Donald Trump says they're doing a Madison Square Garden event. Play the clip.
Can't play. So we're going to go Madison Square Garden. We went to the Coliseum, Nassau Coliseum. We could have filled up the Nassau Coliseum 3 times. It was incredible. We left there a few weeks ago. It was incredible. So we're doing Madison Square. We're going to go the arena in Atlanta, if we can get it. We're going to go the arena in New Jersey, if we can get it. You have to get it. But we're doing arenas because the crowds are so big, and we're making...
Donald Trump then starts talking about Elon Musk wearing a black hat and goes, wow, he wore a black hat. Play the clip.
Just give him a quick introduction. He had a great time, and he got a black hat. I didn't even know we made black hats. And it said, make America great again, but it was very low, very sort of understated. But a black hat, he loves that hat. And he called it Dark MAGA, right? Who thinks of this? Dark MAGA. And I called him, I told him, thank you very much. We sold like 10,000 hats in the last 2 days. I didn't even know we made that hat. Now I find out it's like the hottest thing going, Dark MAGA.
All right, let's be real. Sometimes you could wonder, do they really like the products they're advertising, or are they just robots reading a script? Well, here's me, definitely not a robot, talking about something I actually love, the Perfect Jean. They sent me a pair, and let me tell you, after wearing them for everything from nights out with friends to business meetings, they've quickly become my go-to pair. Let me set this scene for you. 700,000 pairs of guys' parts saved from bad jeans. The hero of the story, the Perfect Jean. Say goodbye to those stiff, uncomfortable denim days and say hello to the most comfortable, stretchable jeans you've ever worn. These jeans fit like they were made for you. They stretch in all the right ways, and the fabric, it's seriously soft. Honestly, I can't do stiff jeans at all anymore, so these were a dream. Plus, they're built to last, so they'll handle anything you throw at them, from work to weekend adventures. The Perfect Jean offers a massive range of sizes, so whether you're on the skinny side or rocking that thick look, they've got you covered. Waist sizes go from 26 to 50 and lengths from 26 to 38. So whether you're a short king or a thick daddy or somewhere in between, there's a perfect fit waiting for you. And for a limited time, our listeners get 15% off their first order plus free shipping at theperfectjean.nyc. Just use the code MeidasTouch at checkout. That's MEIDAS 15. I honestly think after the pandemic, being in sweatpants every day, I decided I would never wear jeans again. But the Perfect Jean is so soft and has the perfect amount of stretch that I actually prefer wearing these more than anything now. Plus, they look great, and I actually have received compliments about them when I wear them out. Plus, I can move around in them comfortably, whether I'm running errands or just chilling. They really do live up to the name. It's time to stop suffering through uncomfortable jeans. Go to theperfectjean.nyc and use that code MEIDAS15, MEIDAS15, to get 15% off your first order, plus free shipping, free returns, and free exchanges. That's 15% off for new customers at theperfectjean.nyc with promo code MEIDAS15. And after you purchase, they're going to ask you where you heard about them. Let them know you heard about them from the MeidasTouch podcast. Ditch those khakis and upgrade to the Perfect Jean. You won't regret it.
Donald Trump then says that the people of Pennsylvania need to tell Kamala Harris that they hate. He goes, tell everybody how much you hate. Again, this is his message. It's one of hate. It's dark. It's dystopian. Here, play this clip.
But for that to happen, the people of Pennsylvania have to tell Kamala Harris that we've had enough. We think you're a horrible person. We think you're a liar. And right? We think you're a liar. We think you're not a smart person, and we're tired of having stupid people run our country.
And speaking of the dark and dystopian message, here he is talking about our borders being poisoned. And this is a common theme in his speeches where he says that migrants have bad genes and that they're poisoning our blood. Here, play this clip.
And then they say, oh, I don't know, Kamala's not going to protect anyone. They've allowed this country to be poisoned at our border. And a lot of people say, and this is not part of the deal, but I like to go off teleprompter if you don't mind. I actually haven't, I don't think I've been on it yet. They're waiting for me. At some point, I'll be on it.
Here, Donald Trump then brags about his friendship with dictators, as he always does in these speeches. Let's play it.
Disqualify her from even running. If that's going to be the case, she should be disqualified from even running. She's an incompetent person. She's grossly incompetent. She cannot be trusted, and she is totally ill-equipped to do the job of being president of the United States. Let me tell you, I know all of them. I know President Xi. I know Putin. I know Kim Jong-un of North Korea. Biden, he said, oh, that's a tough situation in North Korea. We had no problem. I got along with him very good. A little rough start, right? Remember?
Donald Trump continues to talk about Elon Musk's weird appearance at the Butler, Pennsylvania speech. I'll show it to you now.
But he comes up and he's looking at this crowd. He's never seen anything like it. He said, and he started doing like jumping jacks and stuff. No, he was just happy. I said, what's he doing back there? I was just giving him a quick introduction.
Donald Trump then just being more deranged and attacking women and attacking people who interview Vice President Kamala Harris and calling them dumb and dummy. You're dumb, you're a dummy. Here, watch what he has to say.
I think the other one asking the question is dumber than Kamala. So she's a dummy. I watched her over the years. That is one dumb woman. Sorry. I'm sorry, women. She's a dummy.
Then Donald Trump lies about our military and says we've got the woke military versus the Trump military. No, we've got the United States military. It's the best military in the world. Let me show it to you. Let's play it.
This little clip, and I thought you'd find it very interesting. It's the military of the past. Let's call it the Trump military, compared to the very woke military that we have now. I think you'll get a kick out of it.
Donald Trump then randomly starts talking about Melania's book and meanders. Play this clip.
Steve Moore was a great guy. Do you know who Steve Moore is? Great economist. He wrote a book, The Trump Miracle, and the book is #1 book, just went out. You know whose book is also like #1? Melania. Her book is #1. Her book is #1. I got to call.
Donald Trump then lies and says that they had the best water and the best everything. And again, this stuff needs to be fact checked, okay? 4 years ago, it was awful. There were Trump lockdowns, okay? We've had the biggest economic collapse. Millions of jobs were lost. It was not a good time. Donald Trump added $8 trillion in debt, a failed trade war with China. This stuff is all lies, and it can't be sane washed. We've got to call it out. Let me just show you what he's saying. But if I show you clips like this, I want to give you the facts first. Play the clip.
I want the cleanest water. You know, I don't know if you know, in my 2 last years, we had the cleanest water we've ever had. We had the cleanest air we've ever had. And we had the most jobs and the most factories working that we've ever had. And the jobs they picked up were what called bounce back jobs.
And here Donald Trump says that America was greatest and the richest in 1890. He said because there are tariffs then. Again, that's false, but let me show you what he said. Let's play it.
You know, we used to be an all tariff country in the 1890s, 1880s, 1890s, early 1900s, all tariffs. That was when our country was the richest it ever was. It was never rich like that. It was so rich that they had to set up a commission, the Great Tariff Commission of like 1887. It had one function: what to do with all the money. We had so much money, we didn't know what to do with it. And then in the 1900s, they brilliantly went to the income tax, where everybody gets taxed, and foreign companies could come in and just steal our treasure and our jobs, steal our wealth. And honestly, we've never really been the same. The country...
You know, look, if I have one critique right now of Vice President Kamala Harris and Governor Walz, it's that I think they need to embrace that the economy is good right now. I think you can message it in a nuanced way and recognize that people are still struggling in their day-to-day lives, but every objective data right now, our economy is objectively kicking ass, and it's been the strongest it's like ever been in American history, with more jobs being created and wages up, and now inflation is under control because, and unlike in other countries, it's under control right here in the United States, and gas prices are low, and unemployment is low, and there's more drilling now than ever, and we're focused on climate change. Like, those are the facts right here. And here, Donald Trump, there's, you know, remember in 2016 and 2020, it was always like, build the wall. Now we just like tariffs. I'm going to tariff them. Here, play this clip.
And they're going to have products, and they're stealing from us because they're taking our jobs, they're taking our companies, they're taking our wealth. And that's fine because they have to compete too. But now they're going to have to pay for it. and they'll have to pay, and they'll pay hundreds of billions of dollars in pretty stiff tariffs. But
well, there you have it. I want you to see this because I want to be able to call it out with you. And again, just cursing at the wind. Like, what are we doing here, America? We need serious people in these times right now. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hit subscribe. Let's get to 4 million together. Thanks for watching.
Love this video? Make sure you stay up to date on the latest breaking news and all things Midas by signing up to the MeidasTouch newsletter at MeidasTouch.com/newsletter.